something home for nothing. But my name's Paul Chavez. I'm at Pixona. We're affiliated with VIP Mortgage, and we offer digital marketing services for realtors. So we did some videos the other day with Jeremy and Mark, and they said, come and let's kind of start to get some momentum going with the group on video marketing. So that's what I'm here to do, and I'm excited. I have 25 plus years experience in real estate marketing. I was with a company out of Albuquerque, that's my hometown, and I was affiliated with a Coldwell Banker branch there, and we were the largest residential company in New Mexico, and now we're glad to be out here doing some fun digital marketing. The title of the class today is your marketing Blockbuster or Netflix? So a lot of what we're going to talk about today is just about to people into the fact that this is the direction that really the consumer behavior is going in terms of how they collect information. And so where are the people that you want to do business with, and how do they All right, a lot of data there. Any questions so far? A digital relationship is 100 times more powerful than a real-life relationship in the same period of time.
Well, that's bizarre thought.
Isn't it? I got this book, this guy I met, and actually we're doing some videos for him in our studio, Tony Giordano. This is a good book, I'd recommend it, right? That's his quote, and I think it is kind of, it makes you go, come on. More than meeting somebody in person, you're telling me if I meet him online it's more effective? The illustration that he uses,
It's just strange to think about.
Well, to me, I'd much rather look you in the eye and shake your hand than meet somebody, and it's, you know, I think I can express myself and make a connection with somebody a lot easier than I could by meeting them online, right? So the illustration that he uses is to say that, let's say that you run into somebody at Starbucks, right, a friend of yours, and they have somebody with them who you don't know, right? But you get introduced, and they say, oh, by the way, Craig's a realtor, and my friend Mary is actually she's moving here, and she's thinking about buying it in the next few months. Okay, well, so in the old world, right before Facebook, or if it was somebody who's not using social media, you might say, oh, well, that's great. Here's my card. Can I get your info, and I'll stay in touch with you, right? So Mary, it's going to know she's just kind of in the earlier stages, right? She goes goes down the road researching properties, but it takes a while, and you're picking up the phone, Craig, right, and calling her, and maybe she talked to her, and she says, oh yeah, I'm still getting ready to move, or I'm still looking, but thanks for checking in, and over 4, 5, 6, 8 months, who knows, maybe most people probably, they quit answering your calls, they're not really ready, and maybe you lose track of them, right, and only to run into them the next time, a year later at Starbucks, and there's Mary and your friend, we're in the regular house, right, it's like, oh shit, how'd that happen? But think about, let's try the different scenario, where you meet, right, and instead of exchanging cards or something like that, you go back to the office and you look up your friend, and you see their friends, and you see Mary, and you send a friend request, and she accepts your friend request, right? And then you go about your business, and maybe you post something about going to see the Cubs play the Diamondbacks, and maybe Mary turns out is from Chicago, and now you're developing some mutual, or something about your kids, or your church, or hiking, or whatever, right? Or your Jeep, or who knows what it might be. But they start to see information about you, and they start it's something that connects you, and you develop a connection, right? And then you start to stay in touch. And then she walks into an open house, and the realtor says, oh, you can make a better deal if you work with me. And there's, I think, a higher likelihood at that point. She knows, oh, wait, if I go back on Facebook and post that I bought that house, then Craig's going to be upset. Because now we have a relationship, right? We have a connection at some level. And so I think that's the argument that Tony G is making, is in that scenario, I think there's ways that you can use the medium that it is more effective, especially as somebody in your business, in that case, I think the online connection would have been more important. And if you're using video to tell people your story and who you are in a way that makes you appealing, then I think there's a higher likelihood even that you can make more of those connections, right? And that's kind of I think it's compelling to me anyways. And when I first read the statement, I probably would say you're crazy, but I think you can make the argument, right? All right. So wait, but I'm not Jerry or Steve. How am I going to be able to keep anybody's attention span? I'm going to show you a couple examples, and I bet Craig you'll recognize a few of these. But this gal is probably one of the most.
Hey everyone, it's Jessica Edwards in Wilmington, North Carolina. Today I'm going to talk about questions you should ask when buying a home. And we get asked all kinds of questions all the time from our buyers, but there are a few questions that we hear over and over and over and feel like are very pertinent to every buyer that you should ask when buying a home. The first one is, how much home can I afford? And this may sound like a really obvious question, like, John, that's kind of buying a home, I need to know how much I can afford, but
I'm not going to grant since you're 5 minutes at it, but this is a gal actually out of Wilmington. She does a ton of these videos, and she does them all pretty much the same in her car on the fly, okay? But if you see she has 12,000 subscribers to her channel, and that video I think had 10,000 views, and you can see whether it's 700, 800, or 130,000 that she's generating content that people like, right? So not everybody can do that, but she's able to do that, and mostly all she talks about is real estate related stuff. Now I've been pounding the message that nobody wants to see about your listings and stuff like that, but I think she's able to pick topics, put together some effective, useful information, and it's been successful for her. You guys know Rick? Anybody know Rick? You know Rick? I think Rick does a good job in terms of the stuff that he puts out there. Yeah.
There's a relatively new and dangerous scam that's out there now that's been very successful for these scammers. They call the grandparents and pretend they're the grandson or the granddaughter. They know
so basic tripod, right? Basic shot where he's just sitting in front, and he puts out information related to seniors.
I got in trouble nights ago home with my friends. I got
information that might be useful for them.
Okay. Is this true? Is somebody a scam? That's crazy.
Oh, what he's talking about?
Yeah.
Sure,
Oh
yeah.
They're crazy.
And sometimes you want to use emotion if you can, and again, it doesn't have to be complex, and everybody looks at it.
Good morning, welcome to another episode of Big Magic with me, John Lopez.
How's it going?
So, today I just kind of want to make a quick reminder that I think we're all here to check in, regardless if you call it energy, the world, what you put out there comes back. And so, put out those positive affirmations, put out some great that you want, if it's success, if it's relationships, if it's something that you want to make money on, put it out there. And think of it in a positive way, like it's already happened, put some emotion into it, and do it every single morning. I enjoy making $100 million. That's just one guy put out there. Anyway, it is amazing when you do these little things.
Now, one of the biggest things to overcome is just everybody is a little bit self-conscious. What's your name?
Jermaine.
Jermaine, thanks for coming today. Appreciate it. You're interested in some video marketing?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we've been reviewing a lot of the data about the migration and how people are collecting information primarily through social media these days and how effective that can be in staying in touch with people. And now we're just looking through some examples. So thanks for taking the time. Right. But people are self-conscious, right? That's probably the biggest thing. We've done work with a lot of people, and nearly anybody can say, "Oh, I get it. I think that's where people are. I think that's an effective way to stay in touch with people." But it's hard to do it initially because most people don't like the way they look, and it's hard to stay consistent in terms of continuing to put out stuff and pushing yourself to come up with stuff to talk about. So I'll try giving you some ideas. And some of these examples aren't for everybody. Like, you might say John Lopez. Well, he kind of I don't connect with his message or the way he looks. But for people, is that what you were thinking? Like,
Well.
You'll like Kelly better.
Kelly has, I think, an advantage at home. I'm not going to log in here. We'll have to come back to Kelly. We'll get some more examples here.
So one example I'll throw out that I don't know if anyone here else has heard of him, but he's a My Home Group agent. So this is a gentleman who last year did 50 or 52 deals, and his sole marketing plan is videos. But he's been doing it for like 3 years. So
Yeah.
it took 2 years to build up to 52 deals.
Who is it?
Steve Canate.
Okay.
And so Steve has been in speech therapy for 14 years. He stutters horribly. So any of you that think that you